Hey guys, welcome back to my another video. I came back with another programming tips videos or tricks or what you guys can call anything. But in this video, I'm gonna bring with some CSS effect, which I'm gonna show you how you can create this effect. As you guys can see in a screen, it's going to give me a really background image effect using the CSS and also the JavaScript and a little bit of JavaScript which I'm going to show you on this video. As you guys can see, it's a really nice looking image. What you can see that it's going to fill up a little by little from scaling from the other. It also uses scale, and also it's using the translate Y effect, and it will go from the bottom to the top, and it's going to fill up all this effect, which I'm going to show you in this video. So let's begin. So what I'm going to do, the first thing is I already create this project. So I'm gonna go back to the another one and I'm gonna go back to the new one. So I don't have anything in this video. So what I'm gonna do, the first thing is I'm gonna write the HTML file, write the HTML5 and the HTML here. I'm gonna use the BG animation, right? Background image animation effect. Okay, and let me do the div. Let me write the container inside the div. Let me do as a contain here. Contain. Okay, so now I do have two here. So now let me link with this to my style set. Okay, rel style set and the href to style the CSS. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new style here, the CSS. Okay. So this is my HTML file. This is my CSS style CSS. So what I'm gonna do, the first thing is I want to remove a couple of the padding and margin from the HTML part. So I'm going to do a padding and the margin is 0. And after that, let me do the box sizing to the border box. Okay, so that's good. So now what we really want is when we write some CSS for this container. So basically this container will sit on the top of everything. So I'm going to cover the whole screen. So that's why I'm going to use width as 100 viewport width and height as 100 viewport height. Okay, so now it's going to cover all my screen with this. If you guys want to know, then I can show you the background color with the red. So as you guys can see, okay, it does cover, but if I need to refresh, then here it is. It's covered everything with this guy, which is good, which we need, and we don't want background color for now. I'll just refresh it. Now I need a contain here. So what's the contain, right? So inside the container, we have a contain, and we're gonna write the h2 for this, and we're gonna write some text inside the h2. Okay, adding two. So I'm gonna write okay, so now we have some text here, which we're going to write it down there. What looks good. So now what we need is once let's make put this in the middle of the screen. That's what we need first thing. So let me put this in the middle of the screen. There are different ways to put it, but I'm going to use the text. This is the way because I mean I'm going to use this one. You can use a display flags and you can put it in the middle if you like. It's really up to you how you're going to use it. And I'm going to use a line height here. And I'm gonna line height. Let me do as a viewport is of 50 width, 50 viewport width. So if I do a line height of 50 viewport width, it's gonna put that in the middle of the screen right here, which I need. So now what I need here, let me make this font size a little bigger. Let me do it as 150 pixel. Okay, so now it must be a little bigger. Here it is. So now let me change the color of it first. Let me copy this guy. Okay, now let me go back and put this on here. So now the color is changed. Looks good so far. Do I need anything here? Oh, maybe make this the font width is 700. Let me. Okay, looks good so far. Now let me make another div here below this. I'm gonna copy the same one container which I wanted, but instead of here, let me do as a box container. Okay, so now I'm going to create another container inside the container, which is a sub container. So inside the box container, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the box. Okay, so what's the box container is? We don't know what's the box. Let me do as this container. Where is my container to position relative as well? Because we want to write couple of these box container, which we're gonna make this as position absolute. So it's gonna cover all my screen again. Uh, Absolute. Okay, when I create a position absolute, I want to make it as a width as 100%, and we already know the width of the parent. What is it, right? The width of the parent is viewport width right here, width and height. So basically, it's going to cover everything. So now, if I do a background color to red, so now whatever this color is. So if I refresh, I might do. Okay, let me do save as well. Okay, it does absolute, but it doesn't know where to put it. So I'll use a top as 0 and top at 0 and the left as, let me do as a 0 as well. So as you guys can see, now it's covering whole my screen again because I did width and height and top and lid and mark as position absolute, and it's covering my text as well. What I need, because I need to create here a background image, right? So okay, once I did it, now let me do create the class for the box, which I have it here inside this. So now what's the box is going to be? I don't want this. So the box I want here, the small tiny box, which I have it here, which I need to create it. Let me create the width for this box. And the width is, let me do as a 50 view, not 55 viewport width. And I also need height for this box. So now I have to hide and width. Now I want to show you how it looks like in a background color using a background. So let me do it as a red here. So I can see, show you guys the box here. Okay, this is a little tiny box. Now we want to add some effect here, animation. So now let me do as a keyframe, and this is a slide up animation. So in a slide up, now what we're gonna add some animations here. So when we do a 0%, then we can write what CSS animation effect we want, a property we want here, and in a here 100% now we have to tell. It's not going to be slide up. It's going to be a lot more than that. But let me do a. I write a slide up. So I want the slide up animation to do everyone, and like the total is the 1 second, effect is easing out, and I want to make that is as a forward as well. Okay, so now forward is basically whenever the animation is done, you want to put it in same places there. So let me do it as an infinite time for now. Just want to show you guys how it's affect. Now I don't have anything effect here, so that's why it doesn't show me. So I'll use something called transform. Let me use a scale first. So basically scale is basically nothing. The scale what we see here for this box is 1, and when it's 0, then we will not see anything. We don't see anything. I will show you how it looks like, but it will come from the middle. As you guys can see, in the 0 we will not see anything, but when we do as the 1, then we will see it, which is good what we need. But we want another transform effect here, which is a translate y. And in translate y is basically it will go up to y-axis, and after it's bringing from y-axis, it will bring it to my 0-axis from the y-axis for this box. So if I save it, then I will select this effect. Right, this is effect which one? I mean, we can do transform X as well if we want to play around. And you can play around with anyone. Transform X, then see, as you guys can see how it looks like. It's coming from x-axis, right? X-axis. But if you want to go in another side, the left side, then just do minus. Then it will come from another one, right? And if you want to go from the top, of course, you need to do a y-axis again. And if I save it, now it will come from the top. Of course, we will not see it, but it's in top over there. But let me do y-axis to the 1000 so we can see it from the bottom. I mean, you guys can play around with this effect. I mean, this animation can create anything using this effect, right? Okay. So far we have this, which is good. So now what we need is we want this box to multiple time to show it in screen. We have only one. And of course, the one thing is what we can do is we can copy this and paste it here so we can see multiple boxes like this. But we don't want to do this, right? We want to use JavaScript to inject it automatically. But we will see as the vertical line here, but we want a horizontal. So let me fix that first. Where is my box here? Is this my box? Yep, this is my box container. Yep. So what I really want is I want to make this as display as a flex first thing. Okay, so now it's showing like that, which is good. And also I want if the box is filled by here, then what happened? Everything is showing in one here, right? So I want this the flex wrap to wrap. So if there is filled by this, then it will show in the next. That's what I need here. So if I, you know what, I don't want to put this more. So I just want to put only one for now. That's all I need. So now what I'm gonna do is let me write some script here for, okay. So let me write some script first. Okay, so what kind of script I want is the first I want to get the box container. Okay, so let me create the ID for the box container. Box container. So now I know the ID, so let me grab that. So this is going to be box container, right? So box container. So let me grab that document dot get element by ID, or you can you can use anything, of course, query selector or anything. So let me grab this box container. So once I have this container here, so I wanna put this the box, multiple box, maybe 400 box. Okay, so let's use a forage for here and loop, and inside the loop I want to loop this 400 times, and I want this box container to append. I mean, there are multiple ways you can append it. You can create your own container, you can append it if you want to, or you can use append here if you want to, but this append require is the element. We can't add any text here. It requires element here. So you can do this way. This is a shortcut way. I mean, this is not recommend, but anyway, to use it for application purpose, if you're using a pure JavaScript, then. But we're gonna talk that in different tutorials later on. So for this one, let me create this box here. So now it's gonna append 400 times the box inside this box container here. Okay, box inside this box container. Append. Did I append it well? Yeah, I think I did. So if I save it, then why I didn't even see it? Or am I seeing it? I don't even know. Let me check box container. No, it's not append, guys. It's not even appended. Let me check why it's not appended. Let me check. The first thing I just wanna make sure is, am I getting a box container here? Yeah, am I? So in box container, yep, I am getting box container. So I'm adding this box container, but I didn't do a inner HTML, guys. So in the inner HTML of the box, I want to append this, guys. So now, as you guys can see, I have a lot of these boxes here in the screen. Of course, I have more than I require. So what I'm gonna do is on my this, I'm gonna use this overflow to hidden. So I can see here. And I also have the infinite time here, which I don't want it. So I'm gonna remove this as well, so I can see here. Okay, so far we have really nice effect, guys. So what we really want is we need to replace this background color using our uh, background image. So I have a background image here, so I'll just use this image here, BG image. So I need this image every time when the animation is done. When the animation is done, then we need background image. Okay, so now we need to write a couple of the background image code here. So basically I need to use that bg.jpg. That's what it's called, I guess. bg.jpg. Let me do bg.jpg. So I want to see how it looks like. As you guys can see, I have background image. I'll save it one more time. As you guys can see, I have background image. It's here covering. So let me do some effect. So let me do some CSS effect on CSS property on background image. So I want this position to be a center, and I want the background attachment to be a fix, and I want the background size. Back. Oh, the fix doesn't even close it well. So background size is cover, so it's gonna cover all my screen. And let me do it as this has a no repeat as well. Do not repeat anything if doesn't cover. So now, as you guys can see, if I save it, it show up. Save it, it show up, right? Nice. but we want to make that animations to affect for it will show up everything as a one time, but we don't want that. We want to show as the effect as a little bit later than one box. So we could what we can use is we can use animation delay for that one. So for that one, I'm going to make this a little bigger here. So here in the script, I'm going to grab the box using the class name, get element by class. I got all the classes of the box, and in a box here, I want each and every of the box which I got. Basically, we will get a bunch of arrays here. So we can loop this array and we know how many times it's going to be. It's going to be 400 times. And each and every of this, what we can use is we can use a style here. Okay. STY style. And what kind of style we want? We want the style to be animation delay. And each of this animation delay, we want to make this as an index to multiply by 0.05 seconds. So we want to make this delay. So now how it looks like, as you guys can see, it looks like a really smooth, right? We're almost there. You can leave it up to here if you guys want this effect. But if you want the previous effect, then what we can use now, the last thing left is on each and every of this animation slide effect right here, what we use it, we can tell that each of the box, even like in here, what we can say that if we can use the nth child, we can use on nth child, we can tell that if it's even, right? If it's even, then make this as 1 second, but if it's something here, maybe a 50 second, right? And we don't want this at all, so I'll just save it. So let's see how it looks like now. If I save it, so it looks like look like this. As you guys can see, if it's even, then we just make that 1 second. But if it's not even, then we will see as a same one, 0.5 second, right? I mean, you can play around with this, the second stuff. Of course, you can use a more the nth child property here. So such as if it's seventh n is basically it's a counter. Every time it's 7, like 7, 14, something like that, counting. Then we can put another effect here. Maybe do this as a 2.2 seconds, right? 2 seconds. Or let me do if it's 7, it's already been 14, maybe 7 and plus 7, then what we can do 1 second. So it will show you up to like this. I mean, you guys can play around with this number. It's really up to you how you animation affect it. So this is how it looks like, guys. This is really cool. This is what really need, and this is what we did for using a translate Y. So let me change this to something else, translate X. So I will show you how it looks like with the translate X. So it's gonna show from the sideway, and this is how it looks like from translate Y. But if you want to do as a translate Y, here the minus, uh, then it's gonna go from the left. If you want to do a translate Y from the top, then I can do minus. So it's gonna bring everything's from the top here. It's gonna bring like a rain, right? Like a raining stuff. Oh, it's gonna be really good when you use a raining effect here, right? That's what it really does. I mean, you guys can play around with it. I'm gonna put this code inside these videos and hope you guys learn something new. And if you guys like my video, please do subscribe and like my videos, and please ring that subscribe bell so that you guys can get my latest video update every time when I upload it. And I'm gonna put on more programming tricks, tips on this channel, as you guys know. And thank you very much for watching, guys. Bye for now.